Here's chassis number 5. John is attaching the suspension plates here, and this here is the suspension plate to the chassis. And each one takes 8 bolts with a washer on the inside and a washer on the outside. They're 3/8 24 thread grade 8 bolts. And they're 1 inch long here, or 1 1/4 inch long is the length that allows them to have a washer on each side. I think we can peek in. Now what John has found...
That's okay, go ahead.
What John has found is when we make a weld seam, this weld seam needs to be ground down. You can see how much it sticks out on the side, about 1/8 of an inch. So it needs to be ground down before the plate can be put on. So he's taking a, I think it's a 9-inch grinder. John, where's the grinder? Can you hold it up for a moment? There it is. Okay, he's using a 4-inch grinder, right? And he's grinding down, just like sanding. You can use a sander as well to grind down each seam. And then that lets the plate go on flat. Then what he found is these top 2 holes and these bottom 2 holes weren't exactly the right distance. So he took a rat tail file. Dave, do you see that rat tail file? Or can one of you ladies hold up the file? Oh, here's 2. They call it a rat tail file because it's shaped like a rat tail, but it's a file. And this was gotten at Harbor Freight for a couple $. So the distance between these top 2 and these bottom 2 was not quite the gap we expected. We expect 12 inches gap between the 2 suspension rails for 20 inches total. In welding, it was about 1/8 of an inch off. So on just the bottom 2, this group filed out the hole on the bottom until the bolt would slide through. Not on the plate. The plate is CNC cut. It's accurate. Instead, the chassis itself was filed because that's what's welded in a jig, and we just got more accurate jigging today, so we might not have that in the future. But on this chassis, chassis number 3, or chassis number 5, and then also on chassis 3 and 4, they might need filing, and I recommend doing the filing on just the bottom and bolting the top into the holes just as they are, and then filing the bottom if need be to line up the bolts. So there may be needing grinding with a grinder. You can do it with sandpaper or a file, but a grinder makes much easier work. A 4-inch angle grinder, which is maybe $30 at Harbor Freight. And then a rat tail file that's less than 3/8 inches in diameter allows you to migrate any holes you might need, and then you're ready to bolt on the suspension mount plates onto the chassis.